In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play the Ghostbusters theme song. Here it goes. Hey guitarists, this is Mike from Guitar Essentials, and in this lesson, I'm going to show you the Ghostbusters theme song written by Ray Parker Jr. So it has a bunch of parts. I would say about 4 parts you need to learn when learning this song. So we're going to start first with the intro. There's 2 parts to this intro. The first part is where it's a hammer-on pull-off or a slow trill on the 7th and 8th fret of the 4th string. So it's an A to B flat note. We hammer on pull-off. Now you could think of that as 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I believe it's about 5 measures. It gets a little disguised by the delay. Now, a lot of the song is like synths or bass guitar. We're going to learn the guitar lines mainly. This beginning line during that trill is a counter melody that's really cool. I kind of like playing both if I'm going to play this. I would start off with this and then go to the counter melody. Okay, so this is how you play that part. It's 7th fret on the 6th string, 1st finger. Then we go with our 4th finger to the 10th fret of the 5th string. Down to the 3rd finger on 9, same string. 2nd finger on 8, same string. 1st finger on 7, same string. So it's a chromatic passage. And then you hit 7th fret. I would use your 2nd finger here because you ended with your 1st, then put your 2nd finger on 7th fret, 3rd string, and then 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string. So again, it's like this. So the next part is the main guitar riff, and this is for the verse and for the chorus. It's for the verse parts as well as the who you gonna call part of the song. So we're doing a B5 power chord. So that's 2nd fret on the 5th string, 1st finger, and then 3rd finger on the 4th fret, 4th string. Then we go to an A5 power chord, which is open 5th string and then 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then our 1st finger is already at that note, so keep it there, and then we're going to do an E5 power chord. We're just going to add our 3rd finger to 4th fret, 3rd string. So it's... So you want to get that down, and what I do is I do bass note, then chord, then I do 3 bass notes, down, up, down, A5 chord, E5 chord. So the pattern's this. So you can change that up. You could do the E5 chord with the 6th string open and 2nd fret on the 5th string. So it could be... That in fact is probably what the guitarist is playing, and then the synths take care of the higher E5 power chord. You could also thicken up your chords by adding 3 notes. So you would have the 2 and the 4 here, fret-wise. Pinky goes underneath that 3rd finger, 4th fret, 3rd string. So that's a thicker chord, 3 notes. A5, you do 0, 2, 2 fret-wise, so it's open, and then you bar, so you hit the 4th and 3rd string at the 2nd fret. And then this one's interesting. We have the E5 power chord we were doing like this. Add the pinky to the E on the 2nd string, 5th fret. That's a good shape to know too for power chords on those strings. So that would sound like this. It brings out a little bit more of those high voices. But do it which way you feel most comfortable at first. Now during that chord progression comes in this part. All right, so we're in a box pattern, meaning each finger gets its assigned fret in the 9th position. So first finger is 9th fret, second 10th, third 11th, fourth gets 12. We start with our 4th finger on 12th fret, 2nd string. Then our 3rd finger goes to 11th fret, 1st string. Back to that 12th fret on the 2nd. 9th fret on the 1st string. 10th fret on the 2nd string. Then we go back to that 12. So that's all on 2nd string. 12, 10, 12. So that's the first part of it. Then the second part starts off the same but ends differently. It goes, that's all the same, but then it goes 12, 10, 9 on the 1st string, back to that original 12. So the whole thing. Okay, so the next part, we'll call it the pre-chorus, where they say, I ain't afraid of no ghost. This is a fun one to play. You're on the 4th and the 3rd string. So we start with our first finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. It's our D note. And you go between that note and then the 9th fret on the 4th string with our 3rd finger, and that's a B note. And you do that 5 times, and it has an interesting rhythm, a syncopation to it. One more. And then on the 4th string, it goes 7, 8, 9. Fingers 1, 2, 3. So the whole thing is like this. And then it goes 2 more times. So a total of 4 times. Now you can throw mutes in there, but I wouldn't worry about that right now. Just play it like that. And one little thing is when I hit that 7, I do a bend downward a little bit. Give it like a 1/4 or an 1/8 of a bend. It's not a bend like a half bend. Then it goes back into the verse riff. Now, the other part I want to talk about is the bridge part where it goes. It does that 3 times, and then the last time it goes. And it's hard to hear if there's more guitar. There's all these licks throughout the tune, and we're not going to go over those today, that you can play, that they're using the blues scale. But this is just to get like the rhythmic basis to play this song along with the song, or play it with your friends, or whatever you want to do. But one thing I would say is you can do the synth notes in correlation to that. So instead of just going, instead of just doing that, you can add the synth part. So try this. You do the chord. So that's 10, 9 on the 1st string, and then 10 on the 2nd string. Then it does it again. And then it goes 9 on the 1st string, 10 on the 2nd, 12 on the 2nd. Then it goes back to the first one. And then the last one's 9 on the first, 10 on the second, 12 on the first. So I'll play that whole part with those synth lines. Etc. So feel free to kind of play along with the song. You can then also play along by yourself, just jamming out some of the riffs. Play it for your friends or whoever. So if you're going to play it in a band, you want to know how many times everything goes, of course. But I'll do a little example of playing the whole tune, kind of mixing up all the parts. Here it goes. So you can play it in whatever order you want, however many times. If you're, of course, going to cover the song with a band, you want to learn the right amount of times for everything. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Also, if you want free charts of chords, scales, and exercises, check out the link below in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.